Well, and what a very warm and welcome, wet and nasty evening we've got. It is the 27th of October, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the 10. The Den. My name is Dave. Nice to meet you. I'm in the office. I've just had a bit of a workout on the boxing bag. We're keeping fit through lockdown. Oh, this lockdown business. Whatever it is. I want to explain something to you. Ladies and gentlemen, my family, their generations come through famines, pestilences and all that. And yeah, they took it a bit seriously, but they got on with their lives. I'm just doing the same sort of thing. Love campaigner Philip. All right, gorgeous. How's it going? Look, I'm in the old... Oh, yeah, look, they're coming now. Anyway, I'm thinking back through my life. I'm thinking, well, we had SARS, we've had Ebola, we've had all these other things. I'll never forget in Kent years ago, there was swine flu. And I can remember just working through all of it. I never took a blind bit of notice of what come out of that Tell Live Vision. Never did. Because I always figured to myself, you know what? If I get shit, I'll deal with it in the moment. All right. And that's all we can do. None of us are guaranteed a life. You know, we're all just here by the grace. None of us have got a goddamn right to be here. And no one owns nothing because it's all owned by the creator, right? Everything's owned by the creator. Everything we do here is owned and cherished by the creator of the universe. That's just how it is, because he who creates, controls and owns. So the point is this, I've never, with the current time period we're going through, I've just looked at it and thought, it's just another, whatever the BBC's telling everyone to think, you know, because the BBC tells you what to think, doesn't it? You know, your missus cooking your dinner. What's that sound on the telly, darling? Well, it says it's all a bit tasty. Oh, it must be tasty then, because the BBC have said so. Must be true then. It's when Satan owns it all, but we can't own what we work for. Absolutely right. Yeah, well, it's all Satan's kingdom, isn't it? Because remember, Jesus was tempted. Satan tempted Jesus, and he offered it all to him if he'd bow to him. And he said, know your place, Satan. Know your master. Get behind thee. Get behind thee, Satan. Anyway, it is what it is. I am a man that reads the good book. There we've got a pastor, a Christian that's got his own ministry. I've got my own ministry. I'm a minister, believe it or not. A minister of Christ and a minister of the good book and a minister of the word. A minister was arrested in Devon and Dorset for standing on the back of his truck and preaching the good word. And he got arrested just after he said John 3:16, where it says, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, so that whoever believes in him shall live and not perish. And this copper's got up and assaulted him. Copper's all in his black, right? And anyway, cut a long story short, Devon and Dorset Constabulary have just had to settle out of court with him on a financial figure. But does that make it all right? No, it doesn't. Does settling for a financial sum will it stop them? No, they're going to carry on. The gospel, we're told to go out and preach it. We're told to go out and preach. If you read the word and you believe in the word, we're told to go out and preach. We're told to go out and minister the word, aren't we? Oh, what a lovely rope. The point I'm trying to get to, Hugh. Hello, Hugh. How are you? Is this your first time, son? I can't say I've seen you in here before, but listen. Well done. Thanks for finding us. We're a family in here, by the way, Hugh. Pull up a chair, grab yourself a coffee, smoke a cigar if it's your thing. We're family. I'm trying to bring us all back together as a family, as loved ones and cherished ones, right? So we're all equal in here. There's no one above anybody else. We're all just whoever we are. We're all special, right? We're all born in the image and likeness, and we're all supposed to be God's creatures. But the police and that seem to think they own us all nowadays, and we've got to remedy that. But Saturday, massive group of people outside Scotland Yard, and I actually fought for a point there. They were going to take the building over. So we have encouraging signs of people that have had enough of this current status quo, and they're not prepared to tolerate it anymore, and they want to see something different. War is on the rise, and I feel it in my waters. Let's hope not. Maybe a little civil uprising, a little civil renaissance, where the great people of this country. Now, my friend come up with a thing today. He said, what runs up through the country? He said, what is that main vein that runs up through your groin to your chin? I went, I can't think what he called it now. It's not the carotid, is it? He said, the M6 runs right the way through the heart of the country. He said, we need to get out there and let everyone know what's going on. Maybe. Who knows? Watch you all the time, your brother in Christ from Scotland. Hey, hello, buddy. How are you? You all right? Now, that could be two brothers. That's either Chris McCauley or Rob S. Maybe. Oh, it's miserable out there. Jimmy Smith. All right, Jim. How's it going? Nova Scotia, yet war is coming, but it's physical and spiritual. Ephesians chapter 9. I didn't realise we was going to get into scripture today. Ephesians chapter 8 or 9 says, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and rulers of darkness. And that's what we wrestle with. We can't fight our own battles. There's nothing in this system that will allow you to fight your own battles. You have to use the word of God and the good book to put on your full armour, your girth, your loincloth, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and people can call it wacky, but let me tell you, when you put this to the test, when you put the knowledge and the wisdom that's built into this, there ain't no judge going to go and bash you up. There ain't no copper that's going to go and bash you up. Why? Because they can't. They're not allowed to. They know when you've got a free spirit. They're not stupid people. Judges and the thing, they're not silly people. They know when they've got a spirited individual in front of them. For sure they do. And we've all turned our back on this, remember, not the other way around. The Almighty would never turn his back on any of his sheep. Never. And we're all just part of the flock, right? So this minister got arrested down in Devon and Dorset. He was given a nice little freshness about him. You know, I'm not really one for the pulpit and shagging boys and putting white collars on. That's not me. That's not what the ministry was. Peter, Paul, all the apostles, they didn't have surnames, did they? They just were Peter, Paul, you know, Luke, John, Matthew, all these other great disciples. They never had surnames. Do you notice that? Because they're Christian. Okay, they're Christian. The book of Psalms, if you get into the book of Psalms, Psalms number 1, if anyone can read Psalms number 1, that would be fantastic. It is, blessed is he who walks in the way of the Lord and not in the way of the heathen. I pray you're right, but not holding out much hope. If it isn't clear to people what's going on by now, we're finished. Oh, people are waking up. Oh, you best believe that this COVID-induced 1984 is waking people up like you've got no tomorrow. If you didn't see the scenes outside Scotland Yard, and I've always said, we have to take people out of their comfort zones to get them to wake up. If they're all comfortable at home in their surroundings, they're not going to wake up. But when you take all their comforts away from them and you deprive them of what they've always believed to be blessed and true, you want to see them rise. Oh, there she goes. And they're going to rise. Let me tell you. Going to be tough, but going to be worth it. Yeah, we so win this. We've won this already. We've won this battle because the system deals in evil and wickedness. So we've already won, right? Dave, did you see that video from the Irish today? No, Trev, what's happening? Morning, evening, Trev. Morning? It's evening. Yeah, no, I didn't, Trev. Perhaps you'll have to send that one to me in the league. Trevor, good there. Dr. Dawson, Parliament signed an oath under the Book of James, but they are committing treason. Yes, the Book of James, King James the First, an original King James Version Bible in Parliament. And I would think if any brave souls were to ever get into Parliament and take that book from that building, the righteous ones, because I know there's many of you out there that are righteous, then I think that building would have to shut. Because remember that 650 of them have prayer days there every year. They have ministers, they have clergy from all churches and stuff come over. Stop it. How you doing, Docs? You all right, son? But if you've got that book out of that building, then they have to shut because they get their law on the. There is no Romans chapter 13. There is no authority but of God, and that's simple. None at all. Not over you, not over your life, not over your wife. Nothing. Herd opportunity. I'm loving that name, son. Herd opportunity. Bosh, have some of that. Didn't fancy immunity then. Trevor, good. Hello, Gorge. Lovely to see you. Sending up there a YouTube link there for everyone to go and see. There you go, Dave and all. Righto. So that is Trev. Share the link in the descriptions there, people, for what's happened in Ireland today. The Irish have been under the Bosch a lot longer than what's happening in this country, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. I mean, a long time. The Irish have been under the euro. Not every part of Ireland. I think Northern Ireland is still taking God's Queen's beautiful British pound, but the Southern Irish are taking the European Union SS-driven European currency, and I know that Southern Ireland has been smashed in the bits since they've been part of that European project, and I pray that their people now are waking up to that reality. Let's hope. Don't hit my camera. I've got her on camera here. She's just reversing up because it's dark and they've got their eye vises on. It's like watching ghosts out the front. That vid, Dave, is a real stunner. Really is. We'll have a watch, son. Hunter Biden was effing a Biden underage daughter smoking crack with him. Crack cocaine and all that. It's just devil's work, isn't it? I don't know, ever since a young kid, temptation has been placed in front of me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, I grew up in Peckham, South East London. A lot of my mates that I was knocking around with were nicking cars, doing all sorts of shit. But I didn't want that. I wanted to knuckle down. I paid attention just enough and was quite sparky at school. Don't hit the thing. Oh no, she's missed it. Oh, don't hit it. And then I got into a really decent grammar school, and I don't even know how to this day I did it. Blagged it. I blagged my way all through school. Come out and I blagged my way all the way through life, really. But I've never done anyone harm. I've always tried to do whatever I've done in my life honestly, you know, making a living honestly, not mugging people off, trying to do nice things for people so they have nice outcomes instead of bad outcomes. I could never be a policeman and get paid to beat people. Not a chance. And especially not to dictate over them, because no one has a right to dictate over anybody, even if they are wearing a clown fancy dress uniform. Our waters here in Ireland are full of tuna, but we can't fish them for them, yet our waters are full of Japanese trawlers. It's unbelievable. We have really sold out on every level. I mean, we sell our kids. I mean, I won't worry about the fish. We sell our kids. Social services sell our children. Did you know that? I mean, they sell them. They make money out of them. Them kids are worth fortunes to these people. We stopped social services taking free kids in Ireland a couple of years ago. It's only through the intervention of a couple of really good friends of mine that started serving papers on the courts, and the courts thought, right, we're violating God's law. The kids come home to the mother, but these kids were due to go to full-time adoption in Italy, and they'd already been out and met their presented Italian parents. But luckily, and by the stroke of genius and God, these kids stayed in Ireland, and God blessed my friends for doing what they did to help this family get this poor mother single mother with next to nothing. They got her kids back. They're God's workers. They're modern day Schindlers. But social services is selling your children abroad. May the devil swallow them up and suck them into an abyss. That's all I'm saying. What's shite? What we're chatting about? Children with satanical services. That's a great word for satanical services, for social service. They are definitely satanical. They get up to 16k for every adopted child trafficking. And I actually imagine if that child was going abroad to Italy, there was probably some more handsome sums of the devil's money involved than 16 grand for sure. So yeah, we're in funny times. We really are. What's your views on Trump, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think Trump's going to get in for a second time? My personal opinion is he is, and he will. There's a lot of rumours saying that he's losing in the polls, but I can't see Trump going anywhere. I think he's been doing far too much greatness. And what you got to understand is with Trump, the media demonise him. They hate him because he smashes them and he tells them what's what. But most of the people, 350 million people in America, most love him. And I mean the blacks, the whites, the Chinese, the reds, they just love him. He's doing a lot of good stuff, but you won't never see any of the good stuff that he's doing on the mainstream media. You have to go to his Twitter. You have to follow him closely to see that he is a biblical man. It's his most favourite book in the world. He's pretty clean. He doesn't get up to no saucy stuff and all these other stuff saying that Trump's done this and it's all accusations. It's all aspersions. There's no truth. If there was any truth, he'd have been found guilty already, right? And this is another issue today. People have been saying to me about other people doing this and that I'm saying, look, people can say whatever they like about an individual or whatever, but unless they've got hard evidence and they can corroborate that and that can go to a court of law and be proven true, it is just chit chat and hearsay, and we have to be very careful in that realm. 21 people in the room. Thanks for tuning in. It's only a very short one tonight. Just to let you know, I'm still alive and we're still here. We're still having a nice time. People are being woken up big time in my country. Why is that? Because they've all been going to their Tesco's, mainly in Wales. I think Wales has been a bit of a test run for this. Supermarkets now are now deeming essential items non-essential, but they've pulled that up now and they're saying if you can prove it's essential and non-essential and it's essential to you, you can have it. And I'm like, what is that all about? Can someone please explain to me how someone in a council, whoever it is these people are, can turn around and say at supermarkets, we know the corporations, the supermarkets do what the councils tell them. Of course they do. They're in their pocket. They're all being feathered. They're having a massive orgy. It's disgusting. So they put up all these things, and I know that's going to choose a lot of people off. And then people, normal everyday people that have not been paying attention, and they'll be going in there going, oh, I can't get my Radio Times. I can't get that kettle so I can have a cup of tea. What? I can't get my egg timer to tell how long my eggs have been in. Are they runny? They are. I can't get my little egg timer. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, what is going on? Please tell me. But it's going to wake a lot of people up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. Fabulous. That man went shopping his pants, saying clothes were essential. Yes, absolutely. Top man. He got arrested. I don't know what the ramifications are involved in that. And if he needs to get in touch and we can help him with some plans of how to deal with the courts. We know the courts. Listen, the courts in my country only want to do one thing. They only want to give you one. That's all they want to do. They just want to make you have it. They want to lock you up in their buildings and they want to fine the bejesus out of you. That's it. I was going to be a lot worse there with my words, but kind of held back. That's all our courts are for. They're not there for justice. They're only there to mug you off. And what they should have written up on front of the doors outside all these courts nowadays is mugging you off, because that's all they're there for. They're not there to remedy you. They're not there to do anything nice to you. They're there to keep that thumb on the back of your head and that footprint on the back of your head. You do what you're bloody told, and that's it. Morning, sunshine. Be with you in the morning, Mikey. I'm only in for 20 minutes because my log burner's going to go out on it to go and put some more fuel on the fire. So, yeah, I shall be seeing you in the morning, mate, at 9 o'clock. Dave, if you do my Ava David, can I ask you for Dave? If Ava David? Oh, affidavit. I'm thinking, affidavit? You can have me anytime you like, love. These buggers are government to plan out. Boris Johnson's got very quiet. They're up to no good. They're up to skullduggery. They want to stop kids having school meals, free school meals. That's not on the plate, but they can have a $3,000 a year pay rise. And their money, what they earn from their wages, means nothing to a lot of these people. They've all got their hands in so many pies. Matt Hancock, as you know, has got his hands in vaccination companies with Bill Gates, and he's obviously having a massive swindle at your expense, nobody else's. Have you listening to Maduro at Brent and Brentwood sent it to your messenger? No, I haven't. I'll have to have a little look. Yes, I will. When I go back indoors in a minute, I'm just going to have I'll go on my weights in a minute. But I just been using my multi-gym and my boxing bag. As you can see, Boris behind me having a little swing around on his rope there. Look, his little legs are dangling there. And but I'm going to do some more weights and I'm going to go back indoors. So I'm only coming in here for 20 minutes tonight. But I will have a good watch of that. Revolution for Freedom. Well, this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, just gone. Masses of people were plagued Scotland Yard. Now, that's very encouraging signs, and I would imagine that the majority of them coppers that were in there and dealing with that incident on that particular time of day were having some trouser coughs, thinking, if this lot decide to come in there, there's nothing we can do about it. And those are the days I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for days where thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people come together and go and take their fucking country back. And I mean the proper way, the nice way, the respectful way, the honourable way, where we hold all of our judges and police accountable and we bring them back to the rule of law, because I believe in the rule of law. The Constitution is the solution. That I am a constitutionalist at heart. And our Constitution will reset the reinsertion, and our Constitution is still there. It's not gone away. It's been with us for centuries. But this current government that are despotic, that are nothing better than Himmler's henchmen, of trying to ride roughshod over it, but they can't. This is the thing. They can't. They're not allowed to. That's treason. They will shoot us down before that. No, I don't think they would. But who knows? Who knows? Savaloy must be accompanied by peas pudding. Yes. Yeah, I like a bit of peas pudding. I ain't had it for years. Got to be honest, but it is nice stuff. Auntie Mandy. Hello, princess. How are you? Loving your profile picture. Whew. Sweet. Elliot Flynn. Hello, Gorge. I'm literally just going, Elliot. But it's fantastic of you to swing in there. Can you send me the information on it to do the beast system at right? I'll put my email up, Dave, and for anyone else, I'm just going for a process at the minute, and I'm about 5.5 weeks out of being completed, and it will mean that my estate and that is clearly, well, hopefully protected. And once I've done that process, I'll be rolling it out to many, many, many people. Mark, Kishon, Christopher, they might be dipping all of our accounts for Maduro, which is where they'll be taking the money back with 13% interest. They're evil people. I'm on a 30-day ban. I'm on a 90-day ban on FaceFart. Yeah, I don't really like the place anymore, to be honest with you. I really don't like Facebook anymore. Good evening, Durfee. How are you, son? You all right? Nice work, Del Boy. Thanks for popping in. Love it. So my log burner ain't going out while I'm over here chatting away. It's gone dark now. I can't see me Indian smoke signals coming out the top of my turret. I'm on a life ban. Auntie Mandy's on a life ban. Go on, girl. You're special. All good. Thanks, Dave. That's all right, Durfee. Lovely to see you, mate. Hope you're all right. And Elliot Flynn's in. He's having a laugh. Look, he's got a nice smiling face, that Elliot. He's gorgeous. Love Truth campaigner Philip. He's another dude. And he's looking ripped nowadays. Let me tell you, vote for Baldrick, not Bojo, for he has a cunning plan. So cunning, you can put a towel on a thingy and call me whatever. What was it that saying? It was funny. I used to love Baldrick. I grew up on that stuff in the 80s, you know, the young ones, Vivian and Neil Hyman. I grew up on that. And with Alexei Sal. Alexei Sal, when he used to do his Mussolini and throw that tassel around his head. My God, I used to wet myself. Blackadder. By luck, Baldrick. The arrows seem to have pierced your winkle. I call it my lucky Willie, my lord. And Lord Flasher. We all remember Lord Flasher. Hello, Nursey. Do I fancy you? Have I put a canoe in my pocket? Whoa! I like it firm and fruity. Mate, I grew up on that stuff and I loved it. I loved it. Rick Mail, bless him. Actual fact, Rick Mail, very topical subject. It's as hot as my topical barometer. Rick Mail did a film just before he died called One by One. And it's an amazing film. Go and watch it. Rick was wide awake and he was what you would call a conspiracy theorist, a tinfoil hat wearer. And I'm not so sure that his death was sinister. I think there's some issues there with Rick. I know people that own pharmaceutical companies, and they've told me they said we've got drugs we can slip people, leaves no trace in the body, gives you a heart attack and kills you out. Bosh, gone. He was talking to Baldrick Lowell. That's it. Yes, Nursey. I like it firm and fruity. Great series. I mean, I'm lucky to have grown up in some proper decent times. You just wouldn't get that on TV now. The kids would be like, "Oh, Mum, I find this so offensive Turn it off, darling. Come away from the TV, darling. I don't live in, the times I live in, we just didn't give a monkey's back then. We just got on with life and had a laugh. We was all on the lagers, all on the Britneys. We was all just, well, we didn't care. Now, you can't say, what did you mean? Did you mean to say that? What? Fuck, what are you doing? Sort your life out. Neo Scotia Clown said I was suspect. We're living on a clown planet, ladies and gentlemen. But the point is this, before I disappear, I want to say that the current time period we're in, I'm still out doing what I do. I'm not wearing masks. I'm not asking people to wear masks around me. Why? Because I don't overly believe that this thing's going on. I take vitamin D, vitamin C and all the other stuff, and I eat very, very healthily. So I'm hoping that my immune system is fairly decent. I work out. I'm not saying that it's going to save me, but don't forget all these vaccines and the other bits and bobs. They don't save people anyway, because all these thousands of people have the flu jab every year, but there's still thousands and thousands and thousands of people are dying. So it ain't changed. And I've been giving out this flu shot for about 70 years, I do believe. So you'd have thought they'd have got on top of it by now, wouldn't you? So that's the point. I'm not worried about this time period because I've been through all this other stuff before in the 90s, in the 80s, AIDS. I mean, you get something, you deal with it, right? And if you're lucky to make it through and get out the other side, you've done all right. If you ain't, you've bought it. You've gone back to the other side. You know, none of us have got a ticket to be here forever. Someone said to Joan Collins once when she just made it, before I disappear, I'm going to leave you with this one. I love you all, every one of you single, by the way, and you just need to come together now, right? Joan Collins was asked by her chauffeur or someone, it was an interviewer, and he said, Joan, you've got everything in the world now that you ever wanted. Is there anything you haven't got? And she said, yes, I haven't got tomorrow yet. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow, people. None of us. So my message is be jolly, be happy, live your lives, be respectful, but that's it. Don't let this dogma get you down. Don't let it stop in you. Get your individual greatness, because this muzzling up is all about control. It's all about you will do what you're fucking told. And this isn't the country where we tolerate that kind of situation. And this is why you're seeing all these massive groups now start descending on Scotland Yard. When in history have you known thousands and thousands of people descend on Scotland Yard? Tell me. I don't remember it. Never remember a time period where people were descending on Westminster, Parliament, Downing Street with such venom in them. Right now, I'm trying to avoid this venomous situation. I don't want people out there fighting, losing their lives, getting battered. I don't want that. I don't want no copper losing his life. I don't want a copper losing his arm. I don't want a copper shooting anybody. We need to come together. We need to be bigger than this. We need to understand what we're fighting. All right. And what we're fighting is we're fighting for truth, justice, and freedom. That's what we're fighting for. We're not fighting for anything other than that. But if we descend into chaos like the system uses, nothing will ever change. We'll be in this time loop forever and ever and ever and ever. We don't need to do it that way. The way we do this is for thousands of people from all different walks of life to all just come together, stand side by side, and we go and we focus and we do a job. We go and do a job like the Italian job, and we get it done, but we don't hanging off the edge of the cliff at the ending. And someone say, I've got a plan. We need to engineer. We've got engineers out there. We need to hatch a plan. We need to be clever. We need to go and be focused. We need to have a plan. We need to succeed. We need to do it. One day, I'm asking all of you for one day in your life, let's all make a difference to this country and the whole Commonwealth. Let's bring back love, prosperity, beauty, all the good stuff. Let's go and have a renaissance period. Let's stop all this evilness, this wickedness, this nastiness. Get rid of it. Let's throw it in the bin. Anyone descending into this evil wickedness will be swiftly dealt with. Who wouldn't want a future to look forward to with greatness? Come on, people. You're better than this. We can do better. We can do far better than this. Trust me. Anyway, I'm going. I need, because I'm conscious that my log burner is going to turn itself out if I don't go and put some logs on it. So, peeps, I love you always. I'll see you all soon. And Mikey, I'll see you in the morning, son. See you later.